It's a whole thing. It's you against the world. It's not just you against the other team. You have all these other teams you're playing up against that you have to now fend off constantly in barrages, and sometimes you won't luck out when it comes to those drops.
Absolutely. So, again, a reminder for all involved in this Listen, I'm a scuff producer for a reason, right? If there's anything in terms of audio which I can assist with. Oh, speaking of, I'm not entirely sure near the game. But we will look to get on that as soon as possible, guys. But yeah, if there's anything in terms of like balance or whatnot, just shout at me. I will do my very best to try and help you out.
Caster, start the game. Caster, start the game.
Start the game, yeah, start the game.
That carries over here too. Casters
Oh,
are the ones
there
who
we
start
go.
the games, right?
The casters are indeed the ones who start the game, and we do indeed have us. Wait, we did have game audio briefly.
Oh.
And then it went away again.
Huh. I wonder what we can do about this. Can we get it done? I have a box of done for you. Will that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a box?
Oh. Oh, how very strange. We can hear the alarms.
Okay.
We can hear the reviver.
Well,
Yeah, do you hear that? We can hear enemy UAV online.
Well, I can't hear nor see anything, so we're definitely at different levels here.
This is bizarre. Yeah, you know what? I understand. I do understand. I understand what you're saying, Magical. Don't you worry. There's a lot of things going on right now. There you go. Now you can actually see what's going on. But just to catch everyone up, immediately we got Bad Boys going in on the last door. Now this was a big talking point yesterday. Was the last door kind of cracked? Definitely one of the best teams in the world right now. Can you afford to go in on them early when they are at arguably their weakest? Or do you chance it for later on? Well, the last door has actually turned this retreat into an attack on good comms, who have one of their players spiked. But the last door now has to turn around again because they've got Bad Boys here.
Yeah, Bad Boys ready to party, looking for this. And I really like this. Attack last door. This is what I was going to say. If you're going to try to take down a good team like this, get them before they can loot. Try to get all this damage. You can see how Abador was taken pretty low there, but now healed right back up to full.
Platform height advantageous when it's just a little rough like this. Gugusea moving around the back. It's really nice flanking here from Lima, who's got eyes on Gugusea, who misses the hook. Unfortunate. I feel like Bad Boys are going to have to back out of this one, and indeed they are. Moving across the way. Oh, a big spark though. A big spark here, and moving up now. Abador looking to try and take down X-Retri. Got a Luna who's able to traverse the gap a lot more better than others. My goodness, they were almost able to take out that strike as well. A successful team win for the last door, but they're not willing to chase.
Yeah, almost getting that spike. That would have been big for last door. Getting 2 knockouts there would have been really nice. We do have our first elimination elsewhere that we just saw on the map. But last door, I think that was big for them. How they were able to turn that around. Lemur, especially, that flank was pivotal. That really started to separate Bad Boys and make them not sure where they wanted to go for. If they wanted to turn and try to see if they can get the pick onto Lemur, or if they wanted to fall back. And because they kind of were caught in that catch-22, they were the ones that ended up losing out on the battle.
They're going, to be fair, this rotate from the last door, by the way, supreme. They have made their way to the T4 vault, which guarantees you 2 T4 armors amongst, you know, a couple of nice powers. 1 epic power. I can't quite see what else is in there. We've got ourselves a passive speed. Drop the cremation there for whatever was down on the ground. But honestly, I still find whatever purple power you have, it's high quality than whatever you see lying around. We're talking about the Storm Shift as well, by the way. Or unless you got a point to bring in here?
I was going to say, I think any power-up is better than none, realistically. You pick up what you're given here when it comes to SUPERVIVE. You see something on the ground, you don't have anything, you pick it up. Of course, purple, like you said, is going to always be better. But we go into a fight here. It is a 3-way fight, and already getting 1 knock on the Stop Nuts. And that is going to be actually executed upon getting rid of 1 member there. Well, they still have this 3-way fight that all 3 sides are kind of like standing on edge. We had one that kind of fell back for now because they did lose out on 1 member.
Okay, here's the deal, folks. It's an audio bug. It's a game in alpha. It happens. We're going to deal with it. We hope you enjoyed the show nonetheless. Niza, I don't like them being so disconnected from the rest of Bomber Squad here, reigning EU champions, and indeed both teams deciding that they would rather fight another day. Interesting, by the way, Magical, to see Niza switching from the duel, which literally won Bomber Squad the game just 24 hours ago, to the Oath, which has recently been buffed in a tanking department.
I think that it's also one of those things that we are playing in show matches. You might as well get some practice on some new hunters, right? You don't have to only play one if you feel a little bit better. But here we go, back on to hide on a FOMO, kind of in this brush on the other side, waiting for this big buff to be attacked by Bomba. They're ready. They're trying to see if they can get someone low here on Bomba before striking.
It's a really, really smart play, and you can I mean, if Bomba do know that hide on FOMO are there, they don't care. I do suspect that you are right. I think they have no idea. I mean, they will know now. We're half the health bar of this mob boss. They go in with Psychosm, but the Felix doesn't land as many shots. Fantastic use of the Rain of Arrows, and an even better hook from Aiden BY. This is the Kingpin Giga Chad plays that we love to see, and Psychosm has been caught out big time. Hide on FOMO caught out big time. They laid the trap, but Bomba were prepared.
What a pull, though. That was absolutely gargantuan, and now they're continuing this hunt down. Oath right in the front line. They know they have the man advantage. Miko's taken low. They try to go for the dash in, looking for the anti-heal. It is a dash away, but Stomp Nuts, you got nowhere to go. Burning the flame right into the storm, getting the knock that they needed to, while Hide on FOMO might have two alive. They are the ones scurrying out yet again.
It's an unbelievable play from Bomber Squad in general, but Hide on FOMO showing that survivability, which is such a crucial component of SUPERVIVE. I know that a lot of the players, they're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't really like everyone running away, and I don't like the fact that we have 8 teams in the final circle sometimes, but this is part of what makes SUPERVIVE so exciting, and of course, the Revivers as well, Magical, like the Revivers are in much more perilous places nowadays as well. And so, in theory, if you are going to be in Hide in FOMO's position, you're going to be running a big risk from anybody potentially just finding you out, or even worse, third-partying you into a...
Bad boys, kind of hanging out here. You got control right on the outer edge of where the circle is going to go to. But it seems like they are just going to kind of clear out some of the farm here, get a little bit more for themselves, especially now that you have just one member, actually 2 members that are just outside of 6. They need to get these 6s up so they can really have better power when it comes to, as you were talking about, how tight the circle is getting. And with so many squads still up, that is something I love about SUPERVIVE. Like, maybe some of the players don't like it. I love it. I think that that is the way to go because so much excitement happens as we get these really tight circles.
Right. Imagine.
Okay.
Are hearing you. I can do a little bit. So again, shout at me. I've boosted him a little bit. Let's make sure that Magical is heard because, I mean, listen, if you have been hearing, he's been an excellent commentator, and that is an excellent spike as Sinoid falls into the abyss. Bomber Squad continuing to go from strength to strength. It's just coming into day 3 now. Level 7s, level 6s, so slightly ahead of the curve, but, you know, as is the balancing case throughout the game, they're, you know, brought back into relevancy. We're just looking around for those potential biome bosses now, I feel, Magical. You know, the opportunity to break through to level 8, level 9 early. We have XP Soul on the board, of course. Potentially level 10, but we're going to see for the first time, I think, in the 2-3 show matches that we've been in, the Forge being used. It's very loud. Hide on FOMO knows that they're there, but they also don't have 4 players, so of course they're not going to engage.
Not one bit. You're hearing that. You're hearing the alarm bells ringing, and you're saying, all right, I'm not answering that call. I'm out of here. They are looking for the revives, especially because they were getting chased away by Bad Boys. So Bad Boys, Bomba, both here, and because Bad Boys know they are on the Forge, there could be the fight breaking out right along the tracks.
Bad Boys, he pulled out of that, and Locomotives are on the scene as well. Bad Boys, worth mentioning, did have XP Soul in the last EU show match, and they kinda blew it. Not gonna lie. But Bomber Squad has that presence. They have that aura. And my goodness, what is Adaluna doing? Well, thankfully, they have a fantastic disengage tool in their dash. Gugu Saya, by the way, is stealthed. Bomber Squad, well, they do have vision on them now, most certainly. And here's Sinoid, by the way, at the shop. How did they get past the locomotives? Where did they go? And here's Vivat Venazio as well. Is Dubstra the last survivor? For reference, folks, no, they're not. Also, for reference, folks, still 9 teams left up and available.
Sinoid spotted out, Pumpers. Going to start grouping up together. They got Bad Boys pinched, though, between 4 teams in total here. We have a lot of teams. We saw Locomotives that we were talking about before. Bombo was on the other side. Vivint as well. We're on the other side looking for the Kingpin pull, but they just got the annihilation there. They push them back, trying to survive. Bad Boys will be able to get the revive, but with 4 teams strong, we are about to see quite the party here, Reliq.
Press the R button for insta-kill, but again, thankfully for the Bad Boys here, they've got that Aluna, they've got that ability to disengage, and they've been engaged upon by Damstra, who's taken a lot of damage here, and they are spiked by Cookies. Ghost, of course, the recipient of some big buffs in this patch notes, but Passato has responded. X-Restri is going to be spiked. They're going to get that revive off, and Bad Boys just looking for the long rotate here. Aluna's on their way potentially to the reviver. I would imagine there's no way that they're going to get their death box from here. Vivat Venazio standing strong.
Yeah, and they are keeping Bad Boys right there on that island. Bad Boys are contemplating whether they want to retreat or not. There it is, finally making the call. I was wondering, as now Vivat kind of peeling back, ready for the other fight that could have been against Bomba, because that's how many teams have been grouped up right around there. They're still positioning, ready for that fight. We actually even see on the minimap, they have engaged upon each other right at the forge, and they do get these knocks right into the spikes. The dash is away. They got the flames burning, but both learning from Felix. They don't want to actually chase that down anymore. Vivat last out on 2, getting spiked by Bomba.
Future is looking orange. This squad, Magical. Look at those armor sets. A couple of chips here and there in the, well, the golden pauldrons that they're currently wearing, but they are looking good. They're looking strong. They've got 1 level 8, and they're going after the last of Venazio, and I believe, oh, not the last of Venazio. Never mind me. So Siki goes down, but Venazio are still up and around. But check out Bad Boys. Check the minimap top left, folks. Bad Boys are well aware that this reviver has been activated. They have themselves the correct choke point to work with here. Bomba do have a rotation out north, however.
They threw out the chonkers, looking for the knock, looking for anything, as it is not going to connect. Instead, it is going to be the peel back from Bomba, getting back again to that forge, keeping themselves in a far better position, especially look where the circle has gone to. It is going to force Bad Boys into the awaiting arms of Bomba. All they have to do is be patient.
Interesting rotate, Bad Boys. Certainly, they just want vision. They have control over mini-boss effectively. Might be able to pick up a couple more equipment boosts. Certainly one going in the way. Ghost there. I don't think that Heckblade.
Nice.
I will happily be corrected on that one. Yes, they've themselves some stealthy shenanigans here. Nizer and Aiden have vision on Bad Boys. Same cannot be said for the Bad Boys on Bomber. They throw a mortar down, nobody hit, and that is a really safe rotate from the experienced Bomber squad.
But I still like that from Bad Boys. Throwing out the mortar, even if it doesn't connect on Aniza, it at least gives them information that Bomba have peeled back. So they had a little bit of safety if they wanted to jump over that one, especially because it was Oath defending. Now Last Door, they're the ones trying to defend themselves right outside of the circle. Bomba have gone right into them. This is Last Door, the team that has won twice before, and they are getting a lot of damage on Bomba, forcing them away, but they're going to be back over the bridge, barely keeping themselves from getting spiked right there.
Careful. Last Door is on the outer edge of the ring, and so they're well aware that their position is meant to be a choke point in of itself, but Bomba's going for the big engage, going with Nizer into the dash. They do find a little bit of chip damage. They got themselves the slam down, the R, and forcing the Last Door right up against the wall, and there's Vivat Venazio as well. They're able to rescue the Wisp, but check out the Last Door, who are forced to scatter to the winds. They've got themselves a soul. They're burning bright, but I'm afraid that they might be burning out here as Locomotives join in on the action. Somehow Phenom's still alive. It won't be for too much longer, especially with the storm here. That rock is only going to prevent the inevitable for only so long, and they are going to go down to 8 teams. I don't believe the last war has been fully sought out, though. I think that Celeste was able to get away, yes.
Celeste was able to get out of that one, and because of that, last door do have another opportunity. But Locomotive now, they had a bit of a fight. They were able to get at least the knock on a Phenom, but they are getting put in a bad position because, again, we see a lot of these where these teams kind of had these flanks because there's so many teams still up. 8 teams, as these are very close corridors. And look at how the circle is starting to move. The zone is making it a lot easier for Locomotive, and it is going to force Bomba into their hands. They have to look for this fight. That's why Niza went over, dashing a little bit early, trying to see if they can get Locomotive off kilter beforehand, but not able to find anybody just yet. Jumping over these walls, getting them pinched in a good position, but now they're onto the island. Pushed back into the storm. This is Bomba's time. They've got everybody so low. They need to get this elimination, though. They got to be careful because they're still on the island, and you can see that Hog are ready to get anybody who survives. Even though Locomotive have gotten 1 out of there, 4 is going to be knocked. He got spiked right there, and only having Treat Fly survive means that Locomotive could be alive for a little bit longer, all the while Bomba aren't out of this position just yet because Hog still are ready for this rumble.
Very scary. Or the, of course, open up my. Let me talk. Let me speak. Let me yap, because the Locomotives P3 yesterday find themselves just moments from obliteration. They have to be thankful in my mind, Magical, for the presence of Go Hogs. They have to be, because otherwise Bomba has every incentive, every initiative to take them down. We're down 2 16s, by the way, and the last door has been eliminated.
Yeah, we didn't notice that either.
Oh my god, so that is the second time in 2 games in the EU region that the last door has gone out before they've even reached top 5.
Yeah, that's incredible. And Locomotives, because there was only the 1 survivor, did eventually get knocked and killed, which means we are down to 6 teams, and we are having quite the rumble on this top side. As we can see, fighting against Bad Boys, but they also have this weird split because Hog have gotten a bit of damage, looking for hide on FOMO, while Vivet has still been surviving this whole time. They're able to get huge revives. Remember, they were down to 1, and now they're looking for the engage on a hide on FOMO, who are getting away. They've got 2 into the air, the dash away. No spike just yet. Vivet not able to confirm on that just yet, while Hog have got themselves split up. Paz and Jelly looking for Toomey, who gets away again. So many people barely surviving.
Toomey is a blessed man. Blessed man, but talk about bless up, because Vivat Venatio, Latin for long live the hunt, and on the hunt they most certainly are. Celeste ult just, slows things down for a moment, but there's a 2nd kill, there's a 3rd kill, looking for a 4th, and potentially a 5th, because the revive on Paz is true. Paz is the last remaining player that can do something to keep his team alive. He's been professing that Zeph is the one, that they are Thanos, that they will be the great decision maker. They're trying to get away, and they do. Vivat Venatio, though, talk about resilience, but talk about running into trouble yet again. Paz has to relocate. Look at the trouble bus of issues that he is running into. Here's Eluida as well, and Bad Boys in the middle of all of this. 2 rats, but not enough room to live.
How in the world is Paz still there in the center of the circle? All the while, it is going to be Hawk. No, Hide on FOMO are now eliminated. We have another team out of there. Well, Paz, most wanted. 2 minutes, you got to survive. Getting back towards the broken bridge. We'll get out of there. What in the world, Paz? There's no way you're going to get the team up. You got 2 3/4 of a minute left until you can get everyone up, and they all know where you are.
The problem that Good Comms has, of course, is that they know that once they go in, what another great relocate here from Paz. The problem is that Good Comms know that if they chase, that might give Bomba the incentive, but Bomba are focused on issues north. So Good Comms have the ability to just remove Go Hogs from the game, and they're simply not taking it. Siki goes down. The Bad Boys are gone as well. Eluana finally falling. We're into our top 4. If Vivat Venatio with Soul, by the way, and surely Bomba are going to know that Paz are there now. Surely they're going to have seen the Good Comms have gone north. Paz missed the hook there, Aiden BY. Paz has 1 minute to survive to get his entire team back.
1 minute, and they all know where you're at, Paz. You can see that good comms Bomba making the call. Even though there's 4 squads up, they're looking to get rid of Zeph. They don't want to deal with that revive at all. Trying to survive, getting a little bit of damage on the other side, but on this cliff, how do you get out of this one? Bomba on the island in a bad spot too, can easily be spiked. Do good comms, try to go for the pull, but into the zone. Still alive, Paz, 30 seconds, there ain't no way. Vivet's still up there too. We have 4 squads, one with only 1 remaining, 30 seconds remaining. Paz getting chipped down so low, trying to heal up, even with the storm taking the tornado, but how can you get away? Finally will fall the good comms.
That was a valiant effort from Paz. Unfortunately, in thinking a little bit too clever for his own good, I feel, looking to go into the storm, utilize it to rotate. Good comms had vision on him, and once they had vision on him, the choice to go left again was his undoing. Should have maybe gone right. Might have bought him enough time to see all 3 of his teammates come back. That's an excellent look again from AWBY. Big stun, and Viva Venazio is down to 3. Make that 2 in a little bit because Fate Strikes barely has any health to speak of. Nuke forces Bomba to rotate north, and look at Viva Venazio rotating straight into the welcoming arms of good comms, who are surely with them and Bomba going to see the end of Viva Venazio. Fantastic effort from this squad. We're not fancy to make top 5. Well, they made top 3. But it's Bomba versus good comms for your win in this EU show match.
Now we are down to the final showdown, the 1v1 between these 2 teams, and they all have 4 members up ready to rumble. Tight circle here, a lot of barriers to work with too.
Who's got the engagement tools? Well, we certainly know AWBY's hook is pretty good. Yes. They're looking for anybody really, and they can get them into Stun Town and delivery stone cold stunner into the ground. Lots of bushes down. I think AWBY picking up Berry Eater there, and they're going in with a tornado now. They see the Chipperas a little bit north, and so here goes Niza with a potential knock-in, but the wind-up takes a little too long actually. They're focusing in on different objectives here. Are both teams super low health bars? I think it's Bomba in the ascendancy. They've taken down 1, they've taken down 2. Talno, Tom Kick, everyone falling in quick succession. It's just Chipperal left. Empowered. This brawl could potentially turn it on its head, but they're simply not going to. Health bars too strong, and it's the second time in 2 days that Bomba Squad walk out EU champions.